Greetings everyone, this is Collectibles Euphoria with a review of the Disney Store film collection doll, Belle from the live-action movie Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is scheduled for release on March 17, 2017 and is the latest of the Disney's live-action offerings. This film is one of the most anticipated movies to be released this year, and just like the film itself, the film collection doll of Belle was also one of the most anticipated doll releases. For an in-depth review of this highly anticipated doll, please continue to stay tuned. All the film collection dolls for this line are packaged in a clear plastic window style box to showcase all the craftsmanship and intricate details of each dolls, starting from their hair, dress, and accessories. However, the shape of the packaging is an irregular pentagon shape, which makes it stand out among the previous film collection doll releases, but also makes them non-stackable due to its shape. The Disney Store logo is located on the right-hand corner, the name of the doll in the middle, and the Disney Beauty and the Beast logo on the bottom left-hand corner. The intricate design of the golden borders are heavily inspired from the Rococo style design, with some white trails of paint to resemble ice fragments coming from the Rococo design borders to simulate the abandonment of the west wing of the enchanted castle. The design concept is continued along the side panels. The back of the box portrays the iconic dance scene by the Beast and Belle. However, I didn't understand why they chose the backdrop of the West Wing instead of using the grand ballroom scene where Belle and the Beast shared their first dance. The Disney Beauty and the Beast logo is located on the top right-hand corner, and a short description of the film collection dolls on the lower middle section, though I wished they wrote down some details regarding the character and the costume details. This doll retailed at $34.95 US and $43.95 Canadian dollars. Belle also comes encased in a scenic packaging, with its backdrop being one of the windows of the west wing of the enchanted castle. Let me start off by saying that I have a love-hate relationship with this doll. This doll has so much potential to get better, starting from the hair and facial sculpt as well as the gown, but at the same time Disney has brought it into a film collection doll quality based on the hair texture, accessories, and ornaments, as well as the gown implementation based on the first version of the dress they were provided. Though I really wish they made an effort in updating the details of this iconic gown to render the exact likeness as seen in the film. Belle's hairstyle as seen in the film is inspired from the redesigned hairstyle way back in 2012 when Belle became an official member of the Disney Princess franchise. Her hair was now hanging down to her waist compared to the loose high ponytail in a bun as seen in the original animation. While still parted in the middle at the front of her head, the two locks of hair hang loose and frame the sides of her face. Some of her hair is swept back and pulled into a large braided bun instead of a sock bun seen in the Disney Princess franchise, but the film kept the original design intact by giving Belle a golden feather ornament around the bun of her hair, similar to the gold hair clasp on the original animation. Her hair color is a warm shade of honey brown, and it has a soft feel to it due to it not heavily gelled, but the gel provided still kept her locks intact. Now on to one of my main complaints regarding this doll, is the new technique used by Disney for their action figures wherein the hair is not rooted and the dolls are no longer getting a full head sculpt. Instead, they are essentially receiving a mask and a wig. Belle is not an action figure, and this technique doesn't look good on a doll, especially for a woman's face. The new technique they have developed isn't aesthetically pleasing as it gives an awkward gap from the hairline towards the mask. Another disadvantage regarding this technique is since the hair is now glued instead of being rooted, over time, there is a possibility of seeing a bigger gap between the hairline and the mask, especially if you expose the head in extreme hot temperature, like if you decided on restyling her hair by using a blow dryer to get your desired hairstyle. Restyling of the hair doesn't work for this particular hair technique, so unfortunately for people who likes to restyle the hair of their dolls by using a flat iron or a blow dryer, you have to exercise extreme caution as there is a bigger chance of ruining the hair attachment from the face. The scalp is made of soft rubber, while the face is made from hard plastic since it was molded from Emma's face for added realism. At first glance, I thought the hair technique is what ruined the connection from the mask to the hairline of the doll, since it made it appear to have a wide forehead and a temple. However, this problem could have been fixed if Disney painters painted her hairline to replicate a natural hairline, like how they made Luke Evans' hair in his doll version. A very good example of a perfectly well done paint job for the hairline is the one painted by Noelle Cruz, famous for repainting dolls to make them appear to their exact likeness. If you look closely, Noelle used the exact head sculpt used by Disney, but what sets his creation apart is how detailed his paint job is, which captures Emma's likeness exceptionally well. Had Disney made an extra effort in adding hairline details, this problem should have been not so obvious to the meticulous eyes of doll collectors and people in general. I must admit, I was somehow relieved that Belle's face is not as bad as how the earlier pictures release portrayed, but still, I am disappointed how her overall face doesn't have the soft look that should have been present on a doll's face. One undeniable factor that caused this problem is the mediocre paint job of her facial details by Disney's painters. At first, I thought the molded face sculpt itself is what made the facial details all wrong to begin with, but by scrutinizing how it has been implemented, it is not really the face sculpt, since they have molded and carved it based on Emma's exact likeness, but the poor quality of the paint job itself is what made the facial details very unattractive. It still resembles Emma's face though, but in a scary way. There are freckles all over the face, including her forehead, which take away the beauty from the doll. Emma has freckles on her face, but the freckles are not as pronounced as they made it appear on this doll's face. Going back to Noelle Cruz's repaint doll of Belle, you can definitely see the big difference on how correct makeup and paint application can do to help resemble the actress in her actual likeness. I understand that Disney will not go this far in making Emma's face as realistic as her film counterpart, since this paint style concept is reserved for expensive figures such as the ones created by Hot Toys, but still, it is hard to forgive Disney for ruining Emma's facial details by providing her doll the quality of paintwork they have given her. Looking at her face, it's somehow hard to see the beautiful Emma Watson. Belle's positivity and personality does not come through, which actually gears towards the opposite direction. The way the wig is glued behind the face, combined with the poor paint job of the details on her face, makes her eerily human looking. It saddens me that of all the princess dolls Disney have to messed up, it had to be Belle's lovely face, which is now contradictory to what her name defines. The mask also created an extended neck that is supposed to align with the neck of the body, but since the mask gave this extended part of the neck which doesn't align perfectly to the neck attachment of the body, it ruins the fluidity of the neckline, making it appear fake than what it already is. Moving on to her accessories, Belle's golden earring is painted on her left ear. The design concept is new though, which probably looks better in person than in the doll itself. It is just present on her left ear and not on the right. She dons a golden yellow thread for her necklace with a pendant that is hard to make out. It somehow appears like a golden branch of a tree with leaves, possibly inspired from the overall Rococo design of the castle. She is also seen with a golden ring painted on her right pinky finger. Belle dons her iconic flowing yellow gold tiered ball gown as seen on the grand ballroom scene as she waltzes around the ballroom with the Beast, clad in his embroidered blue coat. She has a short scalloped sleeves from the same chiffon fabric used on her skirt. The bodice has a V-shaped design to it with the same golden feathering design seen on the middle part of her bodice. It also has scallop trims on the neckline. The bodice is designed to be layers of net laid on each other to resemble feathers, which was inspired from the feather ornament in her hair, hence the design seen on the bodice. The bodice is a separate piece and can be donned and doffed by separating the Velcro pieces on the back. The fabric and design used on the V-shaped fabric is continued on the back, which is now positioned parallel to each other, separated by the Velcro. The sides of the bodice have a different shade of yellow and glittering textured fabric, which is a lighter shade of yellow compared to the overall shade of the gown. Overall, the bodice is a nice replica of the bodice seen in the film. Belle has beautiful multiple layers of chiffon and satin fabric, which consists of a total of 6 layers of top skirt and underskirt. The voluminous shape below the waist as seen on the film was said to be created to allow freedom of movement. The yellow skirt in the film was created using silk with a satin finish organza, while the doll version used chiffon organza for the visible layers. The first 3 layers are separated by 2 panels, leaving a gap in the middle to highlight the layers of the gown. The top layer is filled with glitters, which I usually don't like on a doll's gown. However, due to the scant amount of glitters scattered throughout the top layer, it doesn't seem to visibly come off even to touch and doesn't fall down, creating an annoying mess compared to previous glitter gowns Disney released before. Usually the glitters makes it look cheap, but due to its minimal application, it actually added a nice level of sophistication to it. The gold detailing of the top skirt is executed nicely. The glitters adhere to the design perfectly without leaving unappealing sloppy glitter detailing. Spoiler alert, for those who were not aware of it, the gold in the dress is said to be the garderobe's gift to Belle. The gold was said to fly down from the ceiling as if by magic to be the final layer. The gold was also said to be printed on the dress to echo the ballroom floor. The second and third layer doesn't contain any glitter details on it. The fourth layer no longer has any paneling, but is still made from chiffon fabric. The fifth layer is made from a light yellow satin fabric, and the sixth layer is a white net petticoat. The overall layers of multiple fabrics created the full and puffy design of the gown, and multi-layering is always appreciated when it comes to film collection dolls as it adds a different level of sophistication to the gown created. The skirt can be removed by releasing the Velcro. New to its design, the petticoat is a separate piece and is not attached to the skirt itself, which I find neat. The skirt also had pleats in the middle, which created beautiful highlights of each layers. However, despite of the application being well accomplished, it is not film accurate, which adds to my frustrations regarding this doll version. It has been noticed that there are 2 different versions of the dress, and this is the first version. The layers start so low on the bottom instead of higher up, and its 3 different layers are not pronounced. I know merchandise is planned over a year in advance, but if they change the iconic dress during filming, then it is just right that they should have changed the details of the dress created for the doll. The dress is supposed to replicate the gown as seen on the film, but this version doesn't carry its movie accuracy, which is really disappointing. The back of the skirt, despite having beautiful pleated details, is very confusing to me. It has 4 layers of narrow panels, the 2 fabrics made from the same chiffon, while the other 2 layers are made from a thin net glittering yellow fabric. Lifting up her skirt reveals her legs, which are bow-legged. I am happy that this doesn't show on display, and I know it can be fixed if you do extra steps to solve its being bow-legged, but still, I don't want to make that extra effort to correct the details on the doll, which should have been corrected to begin with. If you could look past its leg problems, then this problem shouldn't bother you at all, as this cannot be seen on display anyway if you have Belle wearing her gown. The shoes are as pretty as a shoe should be, with all its intricate details sculpted to it. Belle has beautiful golden shoes with golden flowers and leaves detailing, as well as a golden bow on it. The shoes are 18th century heeled shoes and are designed for dynamic scenes versus aesthetics alone, as stated in the film. For its articulation, it has full rotation on the head, but has limited neck flexion. It has full rotation on the shoulder joint, owing it to its ball and socket joint. The elbow has a hinge joint that allows bending and extending, and also has a ball joint allowing rotation. It has a standard wrist joint allowing bending and rotation motions. The hip joints can flex and extend, but has limited outward motions. The knee has a hinge joint which allows knee bending and has full rotation of the ankle joints. Overall, as much as I was singing praises to previous Disney's film collection doll releases, I cannot, in good conscience, say the same thing about this doll version. Disney definitely missed the mark here, and while the overall quality of the dress makes good worth of your money, the less than accurate details based on the film itself makes it less appealing to avid doll collectors. Majority of the doll collectors have high expectations for Belle's doll release, and most of us were really looking forward to it, so having provided this lower level of quality for one of Disney's highly anticipated doll release is truly disheartening. I do hope Disney will listen to their buyers and not use this action figure approach for the head sculpt with the future live action dolls or any other dolls to be released. It is truly disappointing to be provided with this lackluster quality doll. This is such a missed opportunity for Disney, as they could have provided Emma with the perfect representation of her since she is a perfect choice for this movie. The nostalgia factor is what attracts most of the film collectors, and buyers are willing to shell out extra cash for a higher quality doll for a film collection, so it is unfair to be provided with this quality in a doll with all of its accompanying problems to it. I was originally planning on making a comparison review between the Disney Store Belle doll release versus the Hasbro version, but due to all the details that I see that needs to be discussed with the Disney Store release, I don't want to bore viewers by making a long video for this comparison. So, if you're interested in seeing a video review of the Hasbro doll version, but you are on the fence whether to purchase it or not, I encourage you to write a comment down below, and I will make an effort in highlighting the difference between the two if I do make the video. Despite of all the flaws seen on this doll version, I would still say if you really want a doll that will serve as a remembrance of the movie, you still have the option of choosing this doll version if you can look past all of its major flaws. This doll version is still advisable for people who likes to restyle or repaint their dolls, since, as stated earlier, this is a face mold of Emma Watson. If you can pull off a Noelle Cruz version or a close resemblance to it, then this doll version is for you. Now, if you don't mind waiting for a good version of Belle from this film franchise and you are willing to shell out extra cash, I highly advise you get the recently announced Beauty and the Beast doll of Belle to be created by Hot Toys. They are well known to create realistically looking figures, but for a hefty cost. Price range varies from $200 to $300, but you definitely get your money's worth. Please watch out for the rest of the Beauty and the Beast film collection doll review, as I plan on reviewing the rest of the Disney Store film collection doll release. Have a magical day. Bye!